Okay, I think I've given you guys enough time to recover from the New Year's. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy 2020. Happy just sounds like it's a birthday, but I guess it's a birthday of a new time. So, with that being said, I hope each and every one of you had an amazing New Year's, Christmas, holidays, and it's time to get back to reality. It's time to get back to what we gotta do. And in all fairness, I feel like I gave you guys enough time. Today is the 7th, January 7th. We gotta get back on track. So let's go. Before we start anything, make sure to click that bell next to the subscribe button so that you're notified whenever I post a video. Now, let's get into this workout video. For this workout, I wanted to break it down a bit. I wanted to make it a bit more beginner friendly for if you're just getting into the gym. It's the New Year's 2020. It's 2020. What better time than to start your workout journey, your weightlifting journey, your gym journey, your better health journey. So I wanted to kind of just use, in this video you're going to see me use just dumbbells. I'm not using any machine, and I'm going to go into more details and make you guys understand how to do each exercise based on what I know. I ain't no professional now. I ain't no professional. I do research just like all of y'all. So that's what I did. I went online and I did research, watch some videos, get some understanding, Google, the great web, and this is what I've gathered from my own workouts. Some things I enjoy, I put together for you guys. Before I start any glutes exercise, any leg day, I always do glutes activation exercises. Glute activation exercises just involve you putting a resistant band above your knees and walking side to side. You'll start to feel your glutes really burn. That means they're activating, or they are activated. It doesn't take me a long time for my glutes to get activated, but I just want to show you guys a few more exercises you could do. You could do some kickbacks, kicks to the side, as well as if you have really stubborn glutes, you could put the band on your knees and also do some squats. Your glutes are gonna be fired up and they're gonna be on fire. That means it's time to go and kill this workout. Okay, moving on. The first exercise I get into is hip thrust. You guys know I love hip thrust, or I think you know I love hip thrust. Either way, I love hip thrust to get that booty gains, to grow your booty. To me, it works. It's very effective. My booty is usually on fire when I'm doing hip thrust. So what I do to set up, if you're not using a bench, most gyms have benches that you can move around. Most gyms also, depending on what time you go, the benches might be preoccupied. So I am using little stackables that most gyms have for you to create your own sort of bench. And I believe I put 7 stacks on each side, and I like to position this against a wall. The reason I'm positioning it against a wall, because the weights are heavy, and when you're coming up and down, the bench is going to slide. So you want something with weight. If you don't have a wall behind you, what I like to do is take a heavy weight and put it behind the bench to prevent it from moving. But if you have a wall, just go for a wall. Set it up against the wall. That's step 1. Right now I have a band to help the weights from cutting through my thighs, hips area when you're doing hip thrust. I have a bar, but prior to getting this bar, because you could get this off Amazon, but is 2020 is saving year, so I'm not going to use this bar. I'm going to show you guys an alternative way. Every gym should have a mat. Hopefully, every gym should have a mat. When I first started off, I just started using the mat. All I do is I fold it in, and that's good to go. What you want to know about hip thrust. The bench should be positioning about broad stripe. Get in position, legs about shoulder length apart, slightly pointing outwards. Grab this, put it on your hips. I like to do this before. So if you're using this, the 30 pound, just pick that up, put it on, get it in place, like so. Bring your knees up slightly. Use your elbows to push your body up. Once you get up, just position yourself properly. And talk to me. When your chin to be talk down onto the waist, you're going to go down, you're going to come up and squeeze at the top. That squeeze at the top is very important when you're doing yours. Keep your chin tucked, go down, come up, squeeze at the top. Go down, come up, squeeze at the top. You want your knees to be about shoulder width, but your toes slightly pointing outwards, just slightly pointing outwards. The reason you're doing that is so that you are pushing on your heel. You want to push on your heel because that's going to target your glutes. Your glutes is a very large muscle on the body. It controls a lot of things. Like the strength of your glutes controls a lot of things that you do, walking, running, that sort of thing. So I am positioning, trying to put most of the weight on my heel to do the hip thrust. Key to hip thrust: when you come up, when you lift, you don't want to swing yourself. I've said this before. You want to tuck your chin. And when you do hit the top, you want to squeeze at the top. You should be feeling a squeeze in your glutes. One thing that you're going to see me incorporate is resistant bend. Putting a resistant bend above your knees will allow for your glutes to be more engaged into the exercise. You'll feel more burn that way because you have to, it's a pressure. What it's going to do is keep your glutes engaged. So once again, we're going to take the weights, put it back on. Make sure it's positioned properly. Now you have the resistant band here, and once you extend, make sure toes pointed outwards. Your glutes are already activated because you have to stretch this apart to keep the band in place and keep your legs properly. So your glutes are activated. So with this on, same concept. Go down, come up, squeeze at the top. Go down, come up, squeeze at the top. Go down, squeeze at the top. And that, my friend, is hip thrust. Try and hit, what I like to do is like 3 sets of 8 with a heavy weight, and then I drop down and do about 10 to 12 sets. Half that, so it would be 4 sets. Hip thrust is great for the glutes. I love starting my exercises with hip thrust or leg days, because it uses a lot of energy, and I'd rather use a lot of energy in the beginning of my workout. The next exercise that you're gonna see me dabbling are Romanian deadlifts. I was having a brain fart. Romanian deadlifts. So for Romanian deadlifts, a lot of people do these wrong. I did these wrong for a long time. I'm just now getting the full hang of thing. Am I 10? What am I doing? I'm finally getting the hang of how you're supposed to do a Romanian deadlifts. Your back should not be hurting. A lot of my weights has been dropped because of my back, but I'm trying to get back into the routine advised by my therapist. So what I learned from from watching other videos on me trying to get the right form with Romanian deadlifts is to really focus on your hips. It's a hip hinging workout, so you're mostly supposed to be using your hips through this, not your. You're going to grab the weights, keep your back straight as you grab the weights. Think of push this back and come back up from the side. You're going to push your hips back and swing it forward. It's a hip hinging. So you're going to push your hips back and swing it forward when you get up. So you're gonna come to the top and squeeze to engage those glutes, make them nice and plump. So yeah, there's not really much else. Just remember that it's a hip hinging exercise and you want to focus more so on your hips and not your back. If I'm doing a lower weight, especially with getting my form and with my back not taking over, I try to aim for 15, so 3 sets of 15 reps. The next exercise that that are great for glutes are Bulgarian split squat. In order to target your glutes, what you want to do is step further from the bench. I'm using the same bench that I set up. So you want to put your back leg on the bench and step forward. Try doing these without weights, because especially when your glutes are weak, and your legs, you can be very wobbly. You want to decrease the weight, get your form right for all these exercises. I do 8 each leg, typically 8 to 10 each leg for the Bulgarian split squat. If I don't have weights, then I try to do about 10 to 12 if you're not using weights, or 10 to 15 if you're not using weights. 3 sets of those. They're terrible. They suck. They hurt. I low-key hit them. When you're doing this exercise, the proper form is to try looking up to the ceiling. I've heard a lot of people say these, but when you actually do it, it's true. If you not put your head up, but your eyes as if you're aiming to look up at the ceiling, it will help your chin to stay up, because you want your chest to stay up, chest up, and out like you're looking to the ceiling, and go down low, whether you're using weights or not, and just push up through that heel. When you go down to do a Bulgarian split squat, try not to put any pressure or weight on your knees, because you can cause injury by doing so. So I recommend this type of exercise practice maybe in front of a mirror or something like that. All your exercises is great to practice in front of a mirror. That's why most gyms have mirror, not just to stare at yourself, but to also check and see if your position is right. Moving on. The last exercise that I'm going to talk about are squats, but not any squats, deep squats, okay? Regular squats I find don't really grow your glutes. Like, it's the biggest myth. If you want a bigger booty, don't do regular squats. They ain't doing nothing for your booty gains. So what I recommend are deeper squats. The body natural position. The body feels natural in a deep squat, but the problem with it feeling weird is a lot of people aren't really used to doing deep squats. So when you go that deep, you feel weird, which is why if you're also in the bathroom, they recommend a stool, because you're actually supposed to be in that form. It's a natural form for your body. But anyways, you want to put weights on your shoulder or hold weights wherever you want to hold them. Go down in whatever you have, and just deep squats mean go as low as you can. That's a deep squat. Go as low as you can. Come up, push through your heels once again. When you're coming up, try not to wobble back and forth. A little tip to help you make sure that you're doing squats the right way is to place a bench or behind you. You could lower the stackables into a nice bench and just try and sit back on it, or you could just use weights and try and hit the bench or sit on the bench and then get back up for you to get the right motion or feel what the right motion is supposed to feel like. 3 sets of 15 to 20 for a deep squat. So yeah, that wraps up this workout video, guys. Keep in mind, the reason I'm talking so much in this video is because it is supposed to be for beginners. If you really want to give lifting a try, weightlifting a try, it's really great when you're really trying to grow parts of your body, like the glutes. I do recommend weights if you really want to see mass in that booty or mass on your body. So I am giving a lot of details because I want you guys to really understand and get the right movements for these exercises. That wraps up this video, guys. Happy New Year's once again. Make sure you return for the next video. I'm gonna be bringing some upper body exercise to you guys, I'm trying to grow my back. I'm not the best with back or upper body workouts yet. Like I do research before I do my exercises. I'm not a professional. Like I said, I'm kind of just growing, and you guys are welcome to grow with me. Do your own research. Before you start any exercise, you want to make sure your forms are right before you start adding weights to it. When it comes to the glutes, there are different parts of the glute, and you want to make sure that if you're trying to grow one part, you have to do different exercises. Compound exercises are great overall because it targets more muscles, but you also, like squats, that is considered a compound exercise. Compound exercises are exercises that target multiple parts of the body, but you also want to do isolated exercises, like doing a Bulgarian split squat. You're isolating one leg to target a different part of the glutes. If you do like this kind of a video, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. And stay humble, guys. It's 2020. Practice compassion and stay humble, and I will catch you guys this week. But I'll catch you guys when I catch you.